This is August Allen, and I am repairing an outlet in my house next to my computer desk. A rummage room. But anyway, what I want to show here is that my boxes are from about 1967 in here, and they are fiberglass. Actually, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some new threads. This thread set, you could do things that are just strictly like temporary and no good, but I choose to do this differently, so I'll show you what's going to happen here. Okay, what I'm doing here is I'm drilling out the holes in the fiberglass box. They drill out very nicely to the drill size is just correct for the 632 rib nut to fit right in. This one I might need to, I can't have it protrude past the surface. This one up here is perfect up here. So this is where we are. Those have your 632 threads in them, and now they need to be glued into the fiberglass box. Now I used Gorilla Glue on the outside and it worked just fine, but I'm going to try the 2-part JB weld on this and glue these in. Anyway, that's where I am. This is just one of my outlets inside my house. This has, well, it definitely has three, it has a feeder and 2 feeds in there of some kind. I'm not sure where everything goes. Maybe over to the other side. Oh, that's what I did. You know, I worked on this. That is my work, because the refrigerator plugs in to this power supply. So anyway, let me go get the glue mixed up. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is the nut certs. These are 632 rib nuts. But we're not going to squeeze them in there because that doesn't work. It distorts wrong. It's just not tough enough for that. So first thing we're going to do is clean this with a little bit of paper. I'm going to scratch it up. Well, no. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to put, very carefully, we need to put some Vaseline. No. I'm going to use the long one on here, so let's put this in here. What we need is Vaseline on this screw, so it will come out no matter what. We don't want to get glue up the screw path, so let's put Vaseline on it and run it up there. There you are. You're all the way to the tip, and we do not want glue up there. So let's get a little piece of this, and I'm going to scratch up the outer barrel with this sandpaper. It's 120, I think. Something just enough surface scratching for the glue to hold it. Don't get the grease on it. I think that's good enough for that. Okay, let's get the next one ready. I'm going to set this here. And this one needs to be greased so the glue will not go up and lock the screw into the threads. That's all we need, is it locked into this thing. Okay, there, it's all the way to the tip there. Let's take it and let's scratch. I think this is a shorter one. I don't know, whatever. Scratch it up. All right, that's probably quite good enough. There's 2 of them. Where is my paper plate and my JB weld. I did one yesterday with Gorilla Glue, but I had to wait 24 hours for that to take hold and work. So anyway, let's get the JB weld out. Okay. I think that's pretty well mixed. So what we do, we'll take one of these right here, and I'm going to put the glue. You don't want to get it out there on that tip. You want plenty of resolve here on this barrel, but not, because we do not want to shove this glue into the threads. Okay, that's glue. That's got glue all the way around, and I'm going to stick this into the top hole right there and push it home. Okay, that's good for that. Let's get the other one serviced and in there. I think I scratched it up with the surface paper, maybe not, whatever. Let's scratch her up a minute real quick. Again, I don't think it necessarily necessary, but I don't want it coming out brand new. Oh yeah, I saw some scratches in there that I created with this ploy here. So, all right, let's put some more of this fine cement. Do not put it all the way out to the end at all. You do not want it to back up onto those threads, but you want it into that fiberglass box. Those fiberglass boxes, they're not like the new plastic ones. No, sir, these are very easy to strip the threads, the 632 threads in. Okay, that's good. And I'm just going to slip it in there and push it in. And there it is. Okay, we'll wait for the JB weld to harden, and we'll come back and service this thing. Uh-oh, I didn't have that go. It's very important to... this is just such a beautiful fix for these fiberglass boxes. I hated them when I first realized they're in the house, and I do things like, oh, stick a matchstick in there, and it's kind of sort of tighten to screw up so it's semi-tight. Yeah, that's what it was, semi-tight. How's my glue doing? It's starting to starting to harden up. So we'll let it do its thing for a little while, and we'll get back to it. So what we have here is the outlet box with this one was put in with JB weld, and I'm just using my file to take the JB weld that squeezed out when we set the thing. We didn't want to wipe anything down. This is too easy to do. You wrap your file with vinyl tape like that. That way you can't see anything, to where I used the wall as the pattern to bring that thing down level. And I've taken, there's a little metal gone too from here to make it match the wall better. So that's where we are. I'm going to, this is perfect. The one with the one outside is done with Gorilla Glue, and the Gorilla Glue, you're in it for 24 hours. That's all there is to it before you've got, so I just waited a day and then I did the finish work on it. It worked great. But the JB weld is okay, 10-15 minutes. You've got it tough enough that you can probably put that outlet in. It's been an hour or so, I guess, since I did that, and yeah, the glue is really quite cured. It would be more cured tomorrow, but I think I want to see how this thing performs. And this installation, of course, again, was done by me, so it's reasonably very nice. Plenty of room in there. The conductors are arranged in a way that it's very neat inside that box. You could do a cut-in box. I'm not sure what all of the ways. This is relatively new to me right here. This, to me, beats all, because I have absolutely reinstalled. Look at that box. That's beautiful. If I did a cut in and cut away here, and then man, how are you gonna, your surface, you're mounting it to the surface of the drywall. Yeah, it could look pretty neat and all that, but I'm telling you, if you've got a house that has these old boxes in it, and you're into fixing the house, the electric into it, hey, don't even think about it twice. Okay, that's perfect. We got perfect. Okay, let's get this bottom one started. Oh man, that's so nice to have threads to pull the outlet in. Let's see what it's going to look like, though. What did I do with the cover drat? I don't know where the cover is right this second. Okay, right there is where you're pulled tight against the drywall, and the outlet, that top of the outlet, is no longer considered to be floating because it is supported against the box, and the box is supported by and against the drywall. So you have this really all right, pull it in right there. That is beautiful. This one, I think it's going to be okay. Okay, this is the test right here. Is what does your cover do when you put it on? Does it pull tight all the way on in the wall? Is there enough clearance for this to work? And where's my... Oh my, there's plenty of room. This looks beautiful. This outlet is no longer floating. And I remember one time when I was young, you could actually take that. You don't have to. He can't push in the center of the plate and break it. And it's tight against the wall, up and down. It looks perfect. It's just a little bit, it looks perfect compared to, you go look around a new home and all that and tell me. And that is, again, this is a fiberglass outlet box that we're talking about here. And I suppose if you had stripped a hole in a Carlin box, that you could probably, a plastic box, you could probably do the same thing. But to me, this is just an absolute lifesaver for this old house that has, this is 1967, I believe, when these fiberglass boxes were obviously very, very popular. And they won't take a beating and keep on ticking like the plastic boxes do. And it is so easy to strip out one of those holes. And this method, again, these are called rib nuts. It's just a 632 rib nut. You can get it. I've seen the kits at like Home Depot for this, but where else? The auto parts. Or buy it online, just a rib nut setting. You put this arbor in your rivet gun, in your rivet gun for, this kitty, sure almost starved to death when her was a baby. Oh, it was so sad. Be on your way. This is an improvement of the, this is what just makes me so happy about it, because this is my house. And for me to, I've stuck match in there and crushed it on one side and What? Yeah, that tightened it up, but it's not. It's just not fixed. This has improved the construction of that box while it was in the wall, and made it into a much better piece of equipment than it was without disturbing my wall, the paint, anything else that might be disturbed when we start prying the box out of there and then putting a box that's supported by by the drywall, whatever. To me, this is the real deal. If I had bought a house, it's for renovation. You don't want to do something that's going to cost a whole lot of money, man. Just you turn that box on outside and you go through, pull the thing out, twist it, drill those out, and put a 632 rib nut in there. Just replace the threads with a real thread, a real metal thread. And now you know that the threads have Vaseline on them, because we used the Vaseline to make sure that we didn't get any sticking from the JB Weld. This one being JB Weld. The one out on the back porch was done with Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue needs 24 hours. It'll do a little foaming around it. This, I think I could have 15 minutes later put the box together, but it was a half an hour or so that we started. And I felt that the JB Weld had cured enough to deal with this. So anyway, this looks, I don't have a level right there, but it certainly looks level enough for me, and I'm happy with it. We use this outlet for the vacuum cleaner all the time, so it gets pulled up and down the hall and jerked on from the side, which I don't like. I tell people, don't do that, man. You watch that cord all the time so you don't break things. But people do break things. So if they all ran around with the with the predisposition that, I just built this and we have to keep everything nice for the new prospective owner, the live one that we want to sell the house to, so to speak, the live one. Wait for a live one to skin and wrap. Yeah, well, you ain't getting skinned and wrapped on this one if you buy it. That is a wonderfully repaired floating outlet. That's what they call it, floating. When you couldn't tighten up the screws and get it tight. No. And Spectre will get you every time if you got floating outlets. That outlet has to be supported by the box, drywall, what have you, that's in behind it. And just right. There's some people like that, and some people like this. Which do I like? This. Maybe this is the right direction for I don't know. Half a turn. Yeah, let's try that. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. This is August, and that's how to repair the 632 threads in these 1970 or 1967 fiberglass boxes that I have here. And I don't know how long they used them. I just know 1967 is when they added the upper story to this house and rewired. They did a lot of work, added to the house. That's what they did. The back section of the house was added on. And that's when this work was done. So I just feel pleased as punch about this resolve for these boxes. It's so easy to strip those fiberglass threads in there. How did they figure that's going to work? It did. I think you had to be careful. Maybe they were more pliable when they were brand new, and you got used to quick, not tightening screws too tight into them. I guess. I don't know. I have had a couple in here since when I bought the house. It was floating, and I'd put matchsticks, tighten it up. You can make it so it pass inspection. I don't like matchsticks in the hole to tighten up on one side of the plastic. It's not an improvement. It is not an improvement of the piece that was put into the wall, and this is an absolute improvement. It's like, wow, man, those boxes have got an aluminum thread insert in them, and they work wonderful. Well, so far I've Gorilla Glued one. That's 24 hours, and I have used the JB Weld. I may have another one around here somewhere that could stand this. I'd like to try Crazy Glue just for the heck of it. I think the JB Weld is probably the best thing I can think of. I have seen a pinhole on a condenser on the outside of a front of a Kenworth. This elaborate grill work that really is a condenser, but it's not one that you could just walk up and push over the fins on. Those fins are thick that are on this thing, and it covers the whole radiator, and it makes for a grill. So there was this pinhole in it, and my dad was driving the truck. He found it, so he put JB Weld on it, and it was a tiny, tiny hole. And it finally got to a point where he'd put it on, and it'd blow a bubble, pop. Put it on, blow a bubble, and pop. And pretty soon it got to a point where it had blown this little bubble, and the whole thing set up. And from there it was holding gas on the condenser. I was amazed. The high pressure side of refrigeration, and JB Weld fixed it while it had pressure in it. I was amazed. I was amazed that it finally, out in the world, with that kind of pressure in it, did it finally seal. Anyway, comments, questions about this, I'd appreciate it very much. This is August Allen, and that's my story about these outlets. Please give me a like, comment, ask a question. I'm not sure. I got these rib nuts in it's like, okay, I was at a swap meet, and here's this person selling all these rib nuts. I need 632. I just drill a hole and squeeze these anywhere in it into an automobile, and there you have a real threaded hole. But this is just a new thought of mine, to take this piece that's used for one thing and replace the 632 threads that are in my fiberglass boxes. August Allen, until next video. Talk to you guys later. All right, bye.